What's up, guys? Welcome to today's daily news segment, in which I will dive into worthwhile news specifically concerning the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I will look more broadly into overall NFL news from yesterday. So let's talk about it. But first, how about those? Hey, my name is Cole, and if you love the Kansas City Chiefs or just daily NFL news in general, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on because I'm doing daily news about my favorite team and sport overall, the NFL. Okay, let's jump into it. The College Pro Day circuit is started as of Tuesday, March 8th, and will go on at various colleges until April 6th. This is relevant because the Chiefs will definitely have scouts at some of these schools, without a doubt. An article from Chiefs Wire says this: scouts hit the road to get a final look at all the draft-eligible players who will be available for selection in the 2022 NFL Draft. They'll have a keen focus on the players who weren't participants in the All-Star Game circuit or the 2022 NFL Scouting Combine, gathering information to help them make the best decisions possible in April's draft and in undrafted free agency as well. So let's see if the Chiefs find some gems at some of these schools over the course of the next few weeks. And then, even after the Russell Wilson trade, the Chiefs are still one of the top teams favored to win the Super Bowl, at least according to Tipico Sportsbook. Right now, they have the Bills at plus 650, Chiefs at plus 700, Packers at plus 750, Rams at plus 1,000, and then the Broncos at plus 1,200. Before the Russell Wilson trade, I believe they were at plus 2,000. So they've moved up quite a bit. And then here's someone the Chiefs should potentially be keeping tabs on. Former Chiefs defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah. He's set to hit free agency. He was a second-round pick by the Browns in 2016, and then played for the Chiefs back in 2019, but then he's been with the Dolphins ever since. Well, here is why Ogbah is on my radar and why he should potentially be on the Chiefs as well. He's only 28 and has had back-to-back 9-sack seasons with the Dolphins. For context, 9 sacks is double the sacks Frank Clark had last year with 4.5. He was on a 2-year, $15 million deal with the Dolphins and definitely may be worth looking into this offseason. If we cut Frank Clark, we save $13.4 million in cap space, but have $12.9 million in dead money. Just imagine this: if somehow Clark took a restructured deal where he basically plays for his dead money, then we snag someone like Ogbah up as well, among others. Obviously, our D-line needs more work than this, but this is an intriguing prospect, or free agent rather, for me. What are your thoughts on Emmanuel Ogbah? Is he someone worth considering in your opinion? Let me know in the comments down below. And then, this is some pretty cool news. Gio, a 14-year-old sports podcast host who suffers from a condition called SJS and has over 50,000 followers on Twitter, recently reached out to Travis Kelce asking if he would come and be a guest on his show.
Hey guys, so I'm doing this video to ask Travis Kelce to come on my podcast to talk about the Chiefs and your guys' amazing season.
Well, Kelce responded last night. He retweeted the video and said, "Let's do it, Gio." And I've seen Patrick Mahomes throw ketchup on just about everything. So that's pretty freaking cool of Kelce to do. I will keep you all updated if the podcast does indeed happen. And then Mahomes had a cool short little NFL spot yesterday that he shared on Twitter. It was a short little video with a link to where people can find more. And if you're curious, like, what is NFL All Day? It's a company owned and operated by Dapper Labs that allows users to buy and collect digital football highlights from the NFL. The whole thing is backed by the NFL and all highlights are officially licensed by the league. So this might be interesting for some of you, not so much for others. And then Chiefs former draft pick Phillip Gaines returned to where he played football in college, Rice University, to coach as their defensive assistant working under their cornerbacks coach, Gerard Wilcher. He was a third-round draft pick by the Chiefs in 2014 and played for them until 2017, appearing in 41 games over the 4 seasons there. Started 16 of them. So hey, best of luck to him in his coaching career. If you're enjoying this video so far, can you hit that like button so more Chiefs fans can find this daily news? Thank you so much. In other NFL news, the NFL new league year begins March 16th, which is next week. This is when free agency begins. Free agency and the trading period starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Reported signings cannot be announced by teams until the beginning of the new league year. Also to note, the NFL Draft is only 49 days away and will start on Thursday, April 28th. And in other NFL news, a series of individual player updates happened yesterday, including left tackle Eric Fisher is not expected to re-sign with the Colts and will be hitting free agency. Russell Wilson tweeted out his appreciation to Seattle. The Cardinals are releasing linebacker Jordan Hicks. The Texans release cornerback Terrence Mitchell. Baltimore Ravens outside tackle Alejandro Villanueva announced his retirement, and Bobby Wagner's release became official as well. And the biggest news yesterday is that Carson Wentz was involved in a pretty big trade deal to the Washington Commanders. Basically, the Commanders called on every QB and end up with Carson Wentz from the Colts in exchange for mid-round draft picks. They weren't going to wait for Jimmy G, who just had surgery. They didn't land Russell Wilson. Now they end up with Carson. And according to an article from ESPN, the Colts will receive the Commanders' third-round picks in 22 and 23. The 2023 third-rounder can become a second-round selection if Wentz plays 70% of Washington's snaps. The team also swaps second-round picks in 2022, and with the Colts moving up from number 47 overall to number 42. Sources told Schefter that Washington will pay the full $28 million due to Wentz for the 2022 season, which includes a $5 million roster bonus coming next week. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal. According to spotrac.com, even though Wentz's salary owed is $20 million with a $6 million roster bonus in 2023, there's no dead cap in his contract. So in theory, he could be released with no issues there. This is a weird trade to me, an interesting one, I guess. I'm sort of indifferent about it overall, to be honest. Wentz did have a decent year last year. He threw for 3,563 yards, 27 TDs, and 7 interceptions, and ended the season with a 94.6 passer rating. It's worth note, at least for the Colts, this will be the 6th straight season that Indy won't have the same starting QB in week 1 as it did the week before. Looking at it real quick, 2016 was Andrew Luck, 2017 Scott Tolzien, 2018 Andrew Luck, 2019 Jacoby Brissett, 2020 Phillip Rivers, 2021 Carson Wentz, and 2022 to be determined. This is pretty crazy. I don't really know which team won here, to be honest. Carson Wentz is a decent QB. Is he a game changer? I'm not really sure. What are your thoughts on this trade? Who won it? Did the Commanders get a better deal than the Broncos did, considering the draft picks and players exchanged were a lot less in comparison to the Russell Wilson deal? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to read what you all have to say. Make sure you like and sub for more daily news like this, and check out this video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. Until next time, let's go. How about those